most people ask is AI going to take my job? AI is not going to take your job, but the person who does AI is going to take your job. AI is pretty much going to be part of every industry and part of everyone's life. So the ones that are going to be the most successful are the ones who know how to use AI. So design field is no different. Senior level UX UI developers need to have a basic understanding of coding. Not to say they need to be an expert at it, but they need to understand the fundamentals of back-end coding. That data and statistics stated was that architecture is the #1 growing profession in India in 2025. So the present generation, they are the social media generation. A lot of them unfortunately are hooked on to their social medias, and that creates a lot of anxiety in the students. Don't use your phones. Get back to the basics. Digital or social media only amplifies anxiety. Getting away from social media will significantly help the mental health of a student.
Sir, I've heard so many lovely things about your college. Tell me about the DNA of your institution.
Well, at Sasi Creative Colleges, the DNA is also a motto, which is advanced always. So what does this advanced always mean? It means not only to be at the forefront of design education, but also to be very hands-on approach to understanding the industry markets, predicting it, and always stay one step ahead of the curve. And by doing so, and by predicting where the industry is heading towards, we want to teach our students also with those skill sets, so that even in the future they will be future proof.
And talking about advancement, tell me, how do you see the future of architecture?
Architecture is a very booming field right now, and this is also because the real estate market in India is growing at a breakneck pace. There is a recent statistics that has come out by Times Now, which is Times of India, wherein they compiled the data of the job portal Indeed. That data and statistics stated was that architecture is the #1 growing profession in India in 2025. What Indeed says, by the number of job requirement jump. So this again shows where the industry is and where the market trends are. So what this means is there's a lot of scope for architects even in the future, and where we particularly see the highest demand in architecture itself is in two specific areas. One is there is a lot of demand for parametric architecture, wherein there are not many people specialized in this domain, but it is a very fascinating aspect of architecture, or a fascinating aspect in architecture, wherein there is a very harmonious balance between form and function. And Zaha Hadid is one of the world's most popular architects who pretty much pioneered parametric design, and now we are seeing a lot of market demands for this aspect of architecture. There's a lot of people looking for this, and it is a very in demand form of architecture. Another aspect where we are seeing a lot of job requirements within the architecture community is for BIM professionals. BIM again is a very advanced software, and it's a very dynamic tool which integrates all the various facets of design. People who possess good skill set of BIM are very much in demand. So these two aspects are something that we forecast in the future also, that there will be a lot of demand. And here at Sasi Creative Colleges, we've been specializing on these two domains for the past 3 years, and we've made a lot of progress year on year in these realms, and a lot of our students are getting placed in these two particular domains.
So tell us, what do you think about the future of design, and do you see data science coming into design as well?
Data science, design in data science has always existed. It's just that people never really looked too much into it, or they didn't, it was not as popular. Okay. Now to give you an example, in a traditional format of a data analyst, they take these tons and tons of data, compute it, and then identify the problems and solutions, and then present it to the user. Now, already there are two elements which, in a smaller perspective that they are doing, which is part of design. One is their entire process, in a way, was a form of design thinking. And the second aspect is when they present it in a visual format. So now there are specialist roles in data science which are coming up, and one particular specialist is called a data visualizist or a data visualizer. So what a data visualizer does is, the data visualizer, his process is a lot different from a data analyst. A data analyst starts with the data versus a data visualist starts with the user. Okay. It is from the user perspective. What is the user having problems with, or what are the challenges that the user faces, and what are the data sets that are required for that particular user, and then uses the design thinking principles to actually solve the data and come up with solutions for it. So it is under the realm of data science, but it is completely a design oriented approach to data science. So it is a very nascent, upcoming, and an emerging field. So we are happy to say we are launching that program in this year. It is called Bachelor of Design, Data Visualization and Data Science.
That's very intriguing. So congratulations on that. So talking about advancements, AI is everywhere. It is changing things rapidly. So tell us, has it impacted on the kind of syllabus that you give to your students?
Very good question. I think AI scares people. The first question that most people ask is AI going to take my job? AI is not going to take your job, but the person who does AI is going to take your job. AI is pretty much going to be part of every industry and part of everyone's life. So the ones that are going to be the most successful are the ones who know how to use AI. So design field is no different. AI's applications has been almost immediate and rapid in a lot of fields like coding and languages. And design also is starting to see the impact of AI. So that is why there is a new program that we are launching, Bachelor of Design, Generative AI and ML. So what exactly this program is this program is actually a merger or a hybrid between designers and AI. So with designers who understand the fundamentals and basics of machine learning and AI, our designers will be better equipped to come up with their own AI solutions that are very design oriented and design focused. Right now you have just generalists, general AI specialists in the design field, and that is why there are a lot of challenges that the design field faces also, wherein there is a disconnect between hardcore designers and then hardcore engineers. So our goal is to bridge this gap and then cater to the AI aspect in the design field.
That's very nice. But how about the students who missed this? Maybe the current batch of students who couldn't enroll on the AI courses, how should they gain this knowledge?
That's a very good question as well. I think this boils down to the basic characteristic of anyone. As long as you are open to learning, as long as you are open to first accepting, that a new technology is out there, that itself is a beginning. Because once you accept it, that is when you make an attempt to learn about it, learn more about it. And then once you learn about it is when you adapt it. So, for the people who missed out on this technology, not just our students, but pretty much anyone out there, is I think you need to first have the fundamental belief to relearn everything in life. Okay. And I think with how fast technology is growing and how rapid it is growing, I think it is going to be fundamental for anyone and everyone to have this process of learning, unlearning, relearn,
Okay,
and then
so no
keep
other choice.
adapting to the whole technological environments. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's a fascinating time that we are in. Technology is growing at a breakneck speed,
Yeah.
and the fittest that will survive are the ones who can accept, learn, and adapt. You know, for the future trends.
Definitely. So technology is evolving and we have to evolve as well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And also, sir, I've heard that there are some amazing interior design courses here. So tell us more about that.
Yes, we launched a Bachelor of Interior Design program along with Anna University affiliation last year. And interior design is actually a fascinating program. It is still relatively very new to Tamil Nadu and Kerala, and particularly the south. And interior design, you know, is actually one aspect of architecture, wherein it also has a lot of similarities to industrial design and product design.
Yes.
So it is a very dynamic program. It is a quick turnaround program as well. Or if you ask me, what is the future of interior design? There are a lot of scope for interior designers.
Definitely.
The industry is very connected to architecture and real estate. And as you know, architecture and real estate is booming right now. And interior design, you know, plays a important vital element in making these spaces more livable.
Yes.
So one, there is a natural high demand for interior designers. And in particular in interior design, we see a lot of demand for interior designers who do turnkey projects. What does turnkey mean is pretty much it is you know, designers who not only do the drawings, concept, and you know, ideation, but also designers who take it up in execution as well. Who actually take up the whole project in its entirety. So what this does is, for one, you know, the designer is in control of the output of your project. So automatically a lot of quality you know, gets implemented.
Yes.
And the another aspect is also there are several other advantages. One is cost efficiency. By actually doing a turnkey project, there's a lot of minimizing the wastage of expenses through better design.
Lesser people.
Lesser amount, you know, better you know, allocation or better planning of resources. So all these elements actually ends up for the betterment of the interior designer. So turnkey projects, we are seeing a huge growth and demand for that space, and that again is what we specialize as part of our advanced always concept. You know, over here for our interior design program, we specialize in turnkey projects.
That's very nice. So talking about all these advancements and about the industries, so now let's talk about students who are naive, students who are coming into the college for the very first time. They'll have a lot of mixed emotions. Some will feel very nervous, some will feel very excited, they'll have big dreams. So what do you think? What should be the mindset of students who are entering the college for the very first time?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. I think, you know, you ask any elderly person or elderly faculty especially, there's a lot of shift in mentality that we see in students between the upcoming generation and the previous generations. So a lot of the newer generation, they face a lot different challenges than from back in my time, or like, you know, back, you know, for the seniors beyond me. So the present generation, there's a, you know, they are the social media generation, wherein, like, you know, a lot of them unfortunately are hooked on to their social medias, and that creates a lot of anxiety, you know, in the students. And I think, like, you know, my tip to students, the student community will be first is that, like, get back to fundamentals, start reading books, start communicating to people in person, don't use your phones, get back to, the basics, and that will really help acclimatize anyone who is going into a new environment, whether it is college or your work or any place. I think digital or social media only amplifies anxiety.
Yeah.
I think, like, getting away from social media will help, will significantly help the mental health of a student.
Definitely, but very easy to say that.
Social media is very addictive,
Yeah.
who isn't?
Yeah.
I see even 70-year-olds, people who are hooked onto their phones.
Yeah.
And the thing is, social media is designed in a way wherein, it isn't looked upon as an addiction. But, recently there is a Supreme Court ruling in the US against social media giants like Facebook and even YouTube, wherein they've declared, like, that these are addictive practices done intentionally by these giants, and that, like, more regulations to come. Now another aspect is even Australia, for that matter. Australia has banned the use of social media for teens up to 16 years old. So I think, like, as we progress as a society, I think this is a need of the hour.
Definitely.
And I definitely think, like, students who are less hooked on to their social medias
Will have a brighter future.
Will have a brighter future, and it is what is safe for students as well.
And also, sir, tell me, apart from design, what can a student learn from studying in Sasi Creative College?
Well, so we are a creative campus. So we are a place that is specialized in nurturing all creative programs such as architecture, interior design, industrial design, fashion design, and communication design. So pretty much what our concept is, if your son or daughter, or if you want to pursue a career in the creative field, then we have all the slew of courses which caters to this. So why join here and why not in any other place? Well, our main advantage is that, like, since we are focused on the creative studies, we specialize in this domain. That is also why, since we focus on this, it allows us to specialize, to the most minute of aspects in each field.
Okay.
And that is where, like, we were sharing that in architecture we specialize in parametrics and BIM.
Yes.
And, like, similarly in communication we specialize in UX and motion graphics. So, and there are multiple layers in that also that we focus and we dwell deeper into. So that's what makes us unique, and is this unwavering focus towards the creative studies, and that also helps us, in being the best in this domain.
Okay, that's very nice. And what is that one long-term vision of your college?
Well, our long-term vision is to be among the top 5 premier institutes for all our programs. Architecture, we are a top program in the southern region, and we are among the premier institutions in India, and we still have a goal of being the top 5 in that domain as well. So we are getting there. In design, we are relatively new. We started back in 2019. We are among the best institutions in South, and our ambition again is to be a top 5 institution in that as well in India. So there are a lot of challenges, and there are a lot of things we are working on, and hopefully, like, we will get there.
Definitely. And one final question, what is that one message you would like to say to all the future architects who are watching this video?
For the future architects that are watching this video, there is a huge demand in the market. There's a lot of scope in the future also, as long as you have the right skill sets. So my suggestion to the budding architects is, please be open to adapting new skill sets, constantly unlearn and relearn and adapt. I think that is going to be the most defining factor for most careers in the world in the future.
And also, sir, tell me, what is the future of communication design?
Oh, communication design! It is an amazing career. I don't know if there are many fields which is growing at a breakneck speed like communication design, because every 6 months you have a disruptive technology, coming in, and it changes everything that we understood about that market. So communication design is very dynamic, it is very fast moving, and it is in very high demand. One trend that we are seeing in communication is that technology and communication, we are seeing them merge and intersect. What this means is, traditionally the biggest advertising companies in the world were WPP conglomerate and Publicis conglomerate. Now, the world's biggest advertising agency is actually not both those conglomerates, but Accenture. Never would we have guessed earlier that Accenture will be the world's biggest advertising company. So this is a good example of where the markets are heading, wherein technology and communication industry is merging in. So what does this mean, as a client? As a client, it means they are looking for solutions that are not in silos, but they are looking for comprehensive solutions. Even right from conceptualization, they are not looking at web separately or communication separately, but they are looking at a completely integrated communication. And that is why I think technology companies have been able to do well, is because they bring in web and apps and everything in an integrated format. And that is where agencies are now moving towards. Is like they are moving towards also tech. So we are seeing this complete merger between the two. And that is also what we as a program are emphasizing and focusing on. We in fact teach coding to our students in communication design. So it is similar to teaching math to school students. With the basic understanding of math, it opens up a lot of other opportunities. Similarly, by teaching coding to our communication students, it opens up a lot of other opportunities in the communication realm, such as like app development, such as web development. And this again in the tech industry, this is starting to get more of a requirement, wherein senior level UX UI developers need to have a basic understanding of coding. Not to say they need to be an expert at it, but they need to understand the fundamentals of back-end coding. And it is only when they understand the back-end of coding can their front-end product be made like much more seamless and better. So it is a very fascinating time for communication designers.
Awesome. And also tell us about the future of fashion design.
Fashion design again is a very dynamic field. One area where we see fashion design evolving is in the realm of fashion communication. So what does fashion communication mean? Now you have a lot of fashion designers who also play a vital role in not only in creating the fashion concepts, but also in the executional aspects of that concept, which is branding, which is like packaging, and also even in fact of like retail. How is the retail space? Is the retail space embodying the concept of this fashion dress? So again we are seeing, like communication, a very integrated approach to fashion is what we are seeing. So fashion communication is playing an important role in fashion design, and that again is what we forecast in our institution, and that is also where we specialize in. Is we teach our students some of these concepts of fashion communication to our fashion design students. This way they are very dynamic, and they can get into the field and handle end to end of a fashion product.
That's very intriguing.
Thank you.